So we're first going to start off today by finishing up with this last concept, which is taking what we've done the last 2 days and expanding it just slightly further and finding our intercepts. We have already found out how to find the y-intercept, which was pretty easy. But now we're going to go ahead and find that x-intercept as well. So what is an x-intercept, you ask? X-intercept is that x value in the ordered pair where the graph of the line crosses the x-axis. Sounds like a familiar definition, but whereas yesterday or 2 days ago when we talked about y-intercept, that y-intercept having 0 for x and then some y value in the ordered pair, today when we talk about it, we're going to instead have some value for x. We're going to have 0 for the y value in our ordered pair, which is going to come in handy a little bit later when we go ahead and take a look at some tougher examples. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this first one, and we want to determine the x and y intercepts and then use it to graph. So we're going to start off with this y equals negative 3x plus 2. First, we want to go ahead and take a look at our steps. Our step 1 is going to be to solve for y. And I put if necessary in there because, as you can see for A, we've already solved for y. Y is already by itself, so that step is not required. Sometimes we will have to do that though. Step 2 is going to be to find B, or our y-intercept. In the case of our problem that we have down here, our y-intercept is going to be 2. And I'm going to write y-intercept instead of writing B because I want to make sure that I don't mix them up because I don't have a letter that represents the x-intercept. So then step 3 is going to be to substitute 0 in for y and solve. And finally, we're going to plot our intercepts and graph our line. So when we talk about substituting 0 in for y, that simply means we're going to take y and it's going to become 0, and then we have negative equals negative 3x plus 2. Now we want to solve for this, so when we want to solve for it, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to subtract 2. So we'll go ahead and that gives us negative 2 equals negative 3x. We're just back to solving equations. So then we will divide by negative 3 on both sides, which is going to give us positive 2/3, because a negative divided by a negative is positive, is equal to x, which means that this is our x-intercept. So now when we go ahead and graph this, we're going to take and start off by graphing that y-intercept along the y-axis, which is plus 2. Make a nice dark line, and then we'll go just about to 1 and make a dot at 2/3. And finally, go ahead and we can graph that line, and you can check it by saying, all right, if I go down 3, forward 1, it should cross right about where my pen is marked right now.